What's up, y'all? It's Shuffle, and in this video I'm going to try and give you guys a quick guide on the best setups for each hero and their best abilities and where they're supposed to be in the parties, while I work on other things like more fleshed out hero guides. So I hope you enjoy it. Like and subscribe, all that crap if you enjoy it, and then check out the box below for links. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments, etc. Alright. Starting off with Plague Doctor. I think her best path is Alchemist, mostly for the resist. And then this is a pretty standard Alchemist loadout, once you have everything unlocked, of course. So the Blight attacks, both heals, Ounce is pretty good, but she can move this around for like Rain if you really want to. And Alchemist should go straight into rank 4. You could put her in 3, but she loses some HP, so it's not good to put her up here. Next is Grave Robber, and I think Deadeye Grave Robber is the best right now. And so for her, it's pretty flexible. You can either run darts or thrown dagger. I think darts is still better for Deadeye. And then for your other stuff, you can run either, what is it, Dead of Night or Shadow Fade, and then maybe Repartee, just in case you need to do some tanking or help, you know, your team survive. But the advantage to Shadow Fade is that you can move, you know, if you get pulled up, and then Dead of Night controls corpses. You could run both like this if you really wanted to, but yeah. Otherwise, darts, Absinthe, those are your best moves on pretty much any Grave Robber setup. For Highwayman, I think Sharp Shot is his best path, and I usually run something like this. Oh, and for Grave Robber, I forgot to say, you can put her pretty much anywhere from 4 to 2. She's flexible. For Highwayman, yeah, so Sharp Shot's his best path, and even though you have Point Blank Shot, this is mostly to push him back into 2 if he needs to, you know, get out of there. But you really want to keep him in 2 and 3 for double tap. And if you really don't think you're going to need PBS, then use Robbery and put him in 2 and 3. But yeah, he goes with pretty much any team in this setup. And Take Aim is your best ability. Make sure you put a Mastery into this early. Next is Man-at-Arms, and really he's very flexible. Any of his paths are good. Depends what you're looking for. Depends what you need him to do. And then as far as his skills go, a lot of them get rotated depending on the fight. So if there's like Crit and Riposte, then you put on Bellow. If you need him to taunt constantly, you give him Retribution. Crush is pretty good for the reach, but really what he needs to have at all times are Defender and Bolster. Just because these two moves are very powerful, Bolster is really good upgraded. It should be your first mastery point, and then Defender has no cooldown currently, and this is a huge source of block as well as guard tokens, and this can protect your team very well. So Defender, don't sleep on it. Very, very powerful move in this game. And yeah, like I said, any of his paths are good. Usually goes up front. 2 or 1 is good. Depends on the team.
Devastating than the horrors of 100 campaigns.
For Hellion, her best setup is Ravager. And I think these 4 are the best moves together. You can still run Howling in and use toe-to-toe to fix it. But honestly, Wicked Hack, if you have a combo generator, is good enough. And for your 5th move, it's debatable. You could run Breakthrough in case she gets pulled somewhere or pushed somewhere, but you can also use Revelry for the stress heal. And Ravager just goes in rank 1. The other 2 paths are okay, but they're not nearly as powerful as this one right now. So yeah, rank 1, something like this. Doesn't really matter what the rest of the team is, just because she's there to hit things. For Runaway, I think Runaway is best in Arsonist right now. Survivor's a bit underwhelming. Orphan takes a bit of work to get value out of. So I think her best thing to do is run a setup like this. Might not even run Ransack. Really just want these 3 abilities. And then you put her in 4 or 3. And you get huge burn chance, and you just spam Firefly. And Smokescreen is needed. Her other decent abilities are Controlled Burn and Firestarter. The rest of them are positioning or to niche, I guess is the word, to really see good use. So Runaway needs a bit of help though. For our next one, we'll talk about Jester. And I think Jester's best path is Virtuoso. This is just Jester Plus. This path is insane. It does everything regular Jester does, but better. And he gets more stats. And for Virtuoso, you're very flexible. You could do really anything. You could run a Finale setup, which looks something like this. And your choice of like extra move, but you have solo, Encore, Finale is a loop and stress heal. Or if you want to do something easy, you run, let's see, so both movement skills, the bleed, tune, and then encore. This is if you have everything unlocked again. But yeah, this way you can move around, do a little bit of bleed, stress heal, and give extra turns. Encore is probably the best move in the entire game. And you start him in 3 for something like this. You can put him in 4 if you want to, but 3 gives him all the options. He can do harvest, he can move forward or back, I should say, stress heal, and encore. And this fits on any team. Leper, I think his best path is Tempest at the moment, and he goes into rank 1. Anything further is just too risky in case he gets moved. And as far as this goes, Tempest is a big damage path for Chop. He can still do tanking in Tempest, which is interesting. So you don't really need to ditch the tank kit, but if you wanted to, you could take off like Withstand and give him like Revenge, for instance, or Ruin. Ruin's better for boss fights, and Revenge is better for pretty much every other situation. But really, the core of Leper is these 4 abilities. So he has his self-sustaining abilities. Bash is very powerful. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but does a lot of other things that are helpful. And then Chop is there if you can hit the damage. Like I said, just shove him in rank 1. Occultis, his best setup right now, in my opinion, is Warlock with the Burning Stars package. Plus something like this. And he goes straight into rank 4. In a team like this, or in a setup like this, I should say. So the reason you want Stars is Stars hits very hard. It's consistent, good damage, and you just have to hope Chaotic Offering doesn't screw you, because it can do a lot of detrimental things to Occultis. It can stun him, it can move him, it can, I think it can give him weaken and stuff like that too. So you really have to be careful with this, but this helps you consistently get unchecked power tokens. And then the rest of it is good, and it's just situational. Like, you could swap curses, you could use Weird if you really wanted to. I would only recommend Weird on high HP targets, but other than that, the curses are okay. Artillery is really good to fill the gap. Daemon's Pull is a very strong move too, that people sleep on. Yeah, Warlock, shove him in the back. Vestal, her best path is definitely Seraph. The other 2 are very fun, but Seraph is just the powerhouse that she has. And Vestal goes straight into rank 4. And runs something like this. This is really the core. Not even comfort, honestly. Like these, you want these 2 for Seraph, and then some kind of heal, so either comfort or grace. You could run both, honestly, especially if you get her trinket. And then mantra is actually really good too. So you could run mantra instead of grace. And mantra hits everyone that has consecration. So if you put both of these down, you can hit 2 targets for a ton of healing. And then you have Judgment for your conviction dump if you need to. But it's pretty flexible here. If you have another healer, you don't have to run the heals. You can run like Sanctuary or Illumination, and then keep Comfort on if you're, or Grace if you wanted to. Yeah, this type of Vestal really goes into any team. She's good. She doesn't do a ton of damage, but the rest of her stuff is good with her support kit. Actually, Administrations. This should probably be on 2. This is a really good ability. So something like this. Then finally, we got Flagellants. You got 2 choices, in my opinion. All 3 of his paths are cool and interesting, but I think Maniac and Exanimate are his 2 best ones. So if you run Exanimate, then it's going to look something like probably this. So you run a big Blight team, and you put them in 2. And so you get the Blight going, and then that gives you Necrosis value. Then you have more to help taunt and stuff like that, but you can still move stuff around. Like, you don't have to use more, you don't have to use Necrosis. Deathless is very good. Definitely one of the best heals out there. And if you can give him some Mastery, Undying upgraded is really good. And then Sepsis, also worth an upgrade. The rest of it, not so much. And then for his other path, if you ran Maniac, this is more of a token interaction path. And so you go more of a support loadout. So you'd have something like Lash, Sepsis, Deathless, Undying, and then like more. And your goal is to use Lash's gift to take tokens off your teammate, and then use Sepsis the turn after to put those tokens on enemies. And this is very effective. Punish is there just to help chip in damage. More is always just an amazing ability for him. And then some good premium heal like Deathless or Undying, and he's set. Shove him in rank 2, although a build like this, you can go into rank 3, except for more. So if you swap this out to like this, then you put him in 3. But I think 2 is his best spot. So I hope you enjoyed the video. That's just enough to get you started. Thank you, Pepper, for the idea. It was a really good video idea. I didn't even think of this. And we'll get to the more fleshed out hero guides eventually. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.